There's a lot of different ways to say good Shabbos. It's not just a good Shabbos anymore. It used to be back in the day, there was the nod and the good Shabbos. It's not like that anymore. I have a buddy who discriminates between who he says good Shabbos and Shabbat Shalom to. He's a normal, like, black hat, Kolo guy kind of guy. But when he's walking down the street, and if you have anything of lesser value than a black suede yarmulke, you get a Shabbat Shalom. It's regardless. You could be the holiest guy in the world, but you're wearing that white knit or that colored knit or those big Karabachian jobs. Shabbat Shalom, everything higher. Suede is kind of like that. We don't really know what you're going to say back. Depends where you are. But most places, the suede people are more of a good Shabbos type. And I know what you're thinking. How is this guy going to, like, rant about good Shabbos for, like, 5 minutes here? But it's a lot of different good Shabboses, man. There's a good Shabbos. There's a good Shabbos. There's a... You know, a guy walks down the street and he says, Shabbos, Shabbos, and there's loud, like, the guys who say it, like, 3 or 4 times. Then there's the guy who thinks he knows you, so he's like 50 feet ahead of you. He's got his hand out, and he's gonna, like, grab your shoulders, like, he's got this, like, big smirk on his face, and he's, like, doing the quick nod, and he's gonna shake your hand. You're like, who the hell is this dude? You know, and you shake his hand, you go all, and then you walk away, and I'm sure the other guy was like, man, I'm such an idiot. I didn't know who that guy was. Then you have the mumblers. You know the mumblers. The mumblers are the guys who, like, don't want to not say good Shabbos, but they don't really want to say good Shabbos. So they walk by and they're like, Shabbos. You can't hear it. It's totally incoherent. You know, you have no idea what they said, but Shabbos, Yontif, good Yontif, Chag Sameach. But let's stick to Shabbos on this post. I know I'm all over the place, but then you have the stares. You know what the stares are? The stares are the piercing stares of like, if you don't say good Shabbos to me, dog, I'm gonna kick your butt. You know, they have the stares. They're like looking at you. You know, it's almost like chicken. Like, who's gonna say it first? Who's gonna wimp out and bust it out? Because usually good Shabbos, I feel like one of the reasons good Shabbos is said is because there's always that awkward silence as you're, like, walking towards someone. Do you look down or do you walk ahead? You know, a lot of people, like, do the, like, switch off between looking down and looking ahead. So you have these guys who, like, you're walking ahead and you pass a whole group. It's kind of, like, awkward. So you say good Shabbos, and it dissolves that awkwardness of passing people. Then, of course, you have the even the worst good Shabbos is in Baltimore. This happens a lot because they got these damn narrow sidewalks. I gotta tell you, and in Muncie they don't even have sidewalks. But Baltimore, you're walking down the street and you're gonna pass 2 people. There's 2 people walking. You have to pass on the right or on the left. On the left, it's a little weird because you're getting off the curb, and they feel kind of awkward that you have to get off the curb to pass them. You could always say, "Hey, good Shabbos, excuse me." But Frum people don't really say good, excuse me. They kind of, like, shove you away and, like, grab that last piece of kugel, you know? Excuse me is not really in the alphabet. Kind of like, hi, my name is Heshi. It's not really in the alphabet either. It's like, no, where are you from? That's, there's like a transfer over. A lot of people like that. A lot of different cultures like that. We're not the only ones who don't use cautious, normal, everyday, sayings like, excuse me, I beg your pardon. It's much more violent. We're Jews. We're in a rush. Why do you think we wear our hat brims down when we walk? We're always in a rush everywhere, man. So you have, you also have the people who say, like, violent good Shabbos. Like, if you don't respond, it's gonna be like wrath upon your family. You know, you have these the women good Shabbos people. Oh, those are always interesting. I feel like they're trying to push your buttons. You know, you're walking by. There's always this, like, depends where you are. Do I say good Shabbos to the women, or do I get, like, stones thrown at me by, like, random people hiding in the bushes, checking out if I'm being tznius or not during my walk to shul? And I'll tell you, that's another thing in itself. That's the Jewish walk of shame right there. I'm going to go off on a tangent here. The Jewish walk of shame, you know what the Jewish walk of shame is? There's 2 Jewish walks of shame. They both happen on Shabbos. The one walk of shame is when you wake up late. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and you go to shul, and everyone knows you're not going to the Ashkama Minyan. Everyone knows that you got up late and you're going to shul. And everyone is the women, because there's women, like, wheeling their babies to shul, and you're that, like, lone guy, because the Ashkama people ended at 9. And you're like that lone guy walking in there whispering. They're like, we're not hooking up this guy with our daughters. And it's funny because my aunt in Muncie a couple of years ago, we got up like 20 minutes late, me and my brother, for shul, and she was like, what are the fathers gonna say when they see you come to shul 20 minutes late? Do you think they're gonna want to hook you up with the daughters? How can you do this? How can you come late? You're guests in a community. You have to come on time. you come on time, you'll get shidduchim. This is why there's a shidduch crisis. I'm like, no, you're why there's a shidduch crisis, woman. But anyway, the other Jewish walk of shame while we're on it is when you go to a shul you've never been to, and you can't find the Siddurim. And no one will tell you where the Siddurim are because I feel like they're so bored in shul that they want that like entertainment of you like looking around. You like grab a siddur and you realize it's a machzor, and then you have to go all the way to the other side and you're like searching around. And those shuls that you can't find the siddur always daven Nusach Svard, and they always daven with those weird siddur Kol Yaakov siddurs that like look like Mishnah Bruras but they're not. And you're trying to find like a normal Art Scroll Shiloh or like, you know, whatever Tikkun Meir siddur, and you can't. You can't do it, and you're like looking around, and finally someone comes over to you, hands you a siddur, shows you the page, thinking that you're maybe, you know, the token, you know, cousin with the scarf tallis who's a guest for the bar mitzvah. Oh, sir, let me show you that page here. No, I'm trying to find a freaking Ashkenaz siddur, man. You people are discriminating against me, man. That's what I always want to say, but I let go with that, and you know, I mean, also trying to find a seat in one of those shuls is like a headache, man. People, I've noticed that people like just, you know, once they get in the shul, it's just like in certain places, people are friendly, give you a seat, you'll sit down. I was in Washington Heights once in one of these little stiebels, man. I sat down on someone's seat. It was the first time I was ever kicked out of my seat. Usually, people, to kick you out of their seats, they'll stand by you, they'll keep looking, maybe they'll grab a book that's on the table to give you the hint, maybe they'll like, you'll be like sitting next to the stender, you'll look away, suddenly the stender's gone, you're like, oh, I think that guy standing up holding the stender that's supposed to be on the table, I took his seat. And then you say, hey man, did I take your seat? No, you didn't take my seat. I'm full of crap. Of course you didn't take my seat. Oh, in that case, and I always get up and leave. That's a nicer way of you know, of slapping someone in the face instead of like, dude, you took my seat, man. Oh, wow, this is a friendly... And you know, it's funny, when that happens, I want to walk right out. Shul, like, this ain't no friendly shul, man. We're having Achdus and all those cheesy NCSY songs they sing at, like, rallies at the UN on Tisha B'Av. Come on, man.